So today I wanted to talk to you about gardening on a budget, because a few of you have said, oh, this gardening thing is so expensive, I can't do it. You know, it's so time consuming, it's so expensive, I can't do it. I think you're thinking short term. That's why you're thinking about it as expensive, yeah? Because if you think about all the benefits that you get from your garden, then nothing beats that, to be honest. I mean, like your mental health. You know, I don't really need friends. Yes, and my friends will hate me for saying this. If you're my friend and you're watching this, I'm so sorry. I don't mean it coming out that way, but you don't really need your friends if you have a garden. That's the simple truth. Your garden will so get you so relaxed. It's so soothing, it's so calming. I mean, the ambience for your mental health, which is a big deal, especially the times that we're living in now. I'm talking about planting your own food. Nothing beats that. I'm not talking about the money now. I'm talking about you actually knowing what's going into your food. A lot of the things we buy from the shop are compromised. There's pesticides. You know, they put a lot of them, they add a lot, there are so many additives to, first of all, give the plant longer shelf life before it gets to you, and to take care of all the, you know, all the slugs and snails and all the other bugs that affect plants, and the conditions under which they create these they produce these plants are not natural. So for instance, they may all be grown in a greenhouse condition where the sunlight is restricted and so many other things. It's not that it's a bad thing to grow plants in a greenhouse, but you want to try and grow something in your backyard and know how that thing actually grows, so that when you see it in the shop looking all perfect, you know that something is not right. You know, when they say that something is organic, you know what organic means. Yeah. Anyways, that aside, the reason I'm making this video is because lots of you have said about it being expensive for you, and I was just thinking, how could you do this and do this on a budget? And the first thing that I'm going to say to you is about how you get your plants. Yeah, plant from seeds. A pack of seeds is about £1, £2 something, and the plants you get in the shops, you buy a whole pack of seeds that contains 30, sometimes even 60, 100 seeds. You buy it for £2 something, and one plant is £4.99. Check out the difference. The only what you're paying for is the time the person spends and the compost they put in the container, the time spent and the compost. So you can make your own plants, start your own plants from seeds. Yeah. The other thing I'm going to say is take cuttings from your neighbors' gardens. Take cuttings from your neighbors' gardens. You don't have to buy everything from the shop. No, you can go to your neighbor's garden and say, oh, you have this. So many times, like in the beginning of a new planting season for a new, like when I'm restarting a bed, a flower bed, I take a lot of things away, because it's like my hostas now. When I get it out of that place, I'm going to really thin it out. And if you don't have hostas are so expensive in the shop. If you don't have hostas, I'm more than willing to share that with you. You understand? So a lot of it ends up in the green waste bin, which you could have taken and made good use of. Yeah, so that's another thing to think about. Take from your neighbors, take cuttings, take suckers, even seeds. Towards the end of the planting season, when you see the seeds are forming, go to your neighbor and ask, can I take this please? If you are in a good relationship with them, they should be able to. I would be so happy. In fact, I would be over the moon if you asked to take a plant from me. In fact, I would give you the plant for free if that's the only plant I have left. But the fact you summed up the courage to ask me for a plant. Yeah, so you can start your plants from seeds, and you can take cuttings or suckers from your neighbors, you know. And in terms of like planting containers, yeah, go to thrift shops, go to charity shops. All of those containers, you can get them in charity shops. And these days with containers, you do not have to restrict yourself to the clay pots and the metal and all of these things. You can do so much with containers. I've shown you in a video where I made a whole pot of summer plants with just a basket that I bought from a shop for like £3 something. Yeah, they may be even lying around in your garage doing nothing. So you can definitely make use of what you have, or you can go into a charity shop and find some nice treasure in there that can be useful, that you can turn into like a wild thing in your garden. Yeah, I told you about planting from seeds. I've told you about taking cuttings from your neighbors. I've told you about getting your containers from thrift shops. Make your own compost. We throw away a lot. You can make your compost in a pile, in a corner, maybe in a hidden corner in your garden, or you can get, I use my incinerator, my little box that I bought, a little pot that I bought for about £10 from Aldi like 2 years ago. I bought it from Aldi for about £10, and it comes with all these holes, because you know incinerator needs the holes for the fire to light up, so it aerates itself. It's a very good compost bin. So I threw all my compost in there. If you want to know about how to make a compost, look out. I will make a video very soon. I know I've been saying that, but I'm waiting for my compost to mature so that I can show you the process. Yeah, so you can definitely do that. Make your own compost, so you don't have to spend so much money buying compost all the time. And the other thing is, you can buy plants from, you know, Tesco's, Asda's, you know, where they sell plants. When you come in, things like herbs, you can start with herbs in your garden. You know, the ones they sell in the shops are very good to start off with. You can put them directly. Some of them are £1 something, some of them are 99p. In Asda's, I can show you the ones. In fact, let me get them for you. I'm trying to make a new herb pot, and I got these from Asda's. This is mint, this is coriander, and this is basil, and this is parsley. And like, let me get it out of the thing for you. See, it comes in with the soil. So if you don't want to even take cuttings, if you don't want to go through the process of taking cuttings, you can dump that into the compost. Get this container to be well drained. Make some nice holes underneath with nail and maybe hammer. Make some holes in this. Throw some compost in there and dump them in there, and you don't have to repeat buying these for the rest of the year. Seriously, yeah, dump them in there. I know that mint takes over, but you can put mint in a container and put it in there. Yeah, so that's what I mean. It doesn't have to cost you an arm and leg, and you don't have to buy this. You can make this, you can put them in a big plastic bottle. I'll show you like the size of plastic bottle that I mean. I'm going to show you one now. And I know what you all are going to say about plastic bottles, but we still use them anyway. We still use them, as long as you don't use them, you don't do the single use. I think maybe we can still use them. You get rid of this, and you just like that size is all right. You just make a little opening there, and you throw some compost in and put all your herbs in it. Put some holes underneath, and you can easily put those holes in. If you don't have the soldering tool, you can put like, find a metal like a nail or something and put it on fire, and then that will give it will become hot, and you use that to bore some holes in here, and you're good to go. I can show you how to do that in another video. Yes, I've shown you how to I plant a lot of things in my I never throw these away. I never throw them away. I put them in my secret garden at the back there, my vegetable patch, my allotment. Yes, at the back there. Yeah, so that can be very useful. So you're not going to be spending so much doing that. Now, the other thing, I think the last thing that I wanted to talk about is, when you go into the garden center, it can feel overwhelming. I mean, the price of plants in the garden center is like they're off the roof. Yeah, so but every time I go into the garden center, they have they have a section where they sell plants that are about to go off, plants that are about to die. And believe me, those plants, all you need to do is take them home and water them and feed them very well. And even overnight, some of them wake up and become fine. I bought plants like I do this now with bulbs a lot. If I want to buy a bulb, especially like daffodil or tulip or any of those plants, I want a specific color, or I want a specific design or style or variant. Then I wait for that plant. I wait for the season to go out, and then I go to the garden center, and you will find them. The plants that they sold for $4.99, they'll be giving them away for 99 pence. Yeah, and all you need to at that stage is take that plant into your home, throw it into your bed, and leave it there. The next year, you'll see it creep out of the ground with leaves and everything. So it doesn't have to be that expensive, so don't think about it as expensive. And if you are just starting out in gardening, I would suggest you start with simple things like herbs and maybe tomatoes. Don't, because tomatoes is very reliable, it always delivers. Don't go into the big, start with something easy like tomatoes, and then have a little herb planter. You put all the herbs inside and practice that maybe for 1 year or 6 months before you begin to go into bigger things. If you're going to do an indoor garden, then maybe just start with 1 or 2 plants. Don't buy a lot of things, because every plant has its own set of rules, and you have to understand the behavior of all of these different plants depending on which part of the world they come from, and what is flower to you in this part of the world may be weed to somebody else in another part of the world. I know this because some of the plants I bought from the garden centers in this country, nobody buys them in Nigeria. They just grow wild. Nobody even cares about them. Yeah, so that's how it is. So the daffodil that we look down on here is probably going to be somebody's morning glory or sunshine in another country. So that's what I wanted to share with you guys today. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you in another video, maybe tomorrow. Yeah, look out. Bye. On our community tab, we do a feedback on all the lovely plants, both horticultural and vegetables that are in the backyards, in the diaspora gardens. So if you haven't yet subscribed, that's enough reason to subscribe, because if you're not subscribed, you won't be getting access to the community content. Also, we love to have a reaction from you. Would love to hear from you. Engage in the community, engage in the discussions. And when you finish, give us a thumbs up or a thumbs down. It's important because it lets us know whether you liked the video or whether you didn't like the video. And also, it's good for the algorithm. So be a part of our success. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.